Hi everybody, welcome to the Blaze tutorial series. My name is Jamie. I'm going to be showing you how to use the Profit Sport Mini 50 watt from Dynamite. It's actually from the Horizon Hobby brand. Definitely one of my favorite chargers, especially if you're starting in the hobby. Really affordable as well. Profit Sport Mini 50 watt can actually charge all the way up to 4S, so it can charge 2S, 3S, and 4S batteries up to 4 amps. It can charge a variety of chemistry batteries like LIPO, LIHV, LIPO high voltage, and nickel metal hydride batteries as well. I'm going to dig in here. I have a few basic batteries here. You can see I have a 6-cell nickel metal hydride battery, a Spectrum Smart battery. It's a 4-cell, 5000 mAh, 100C. I also do have a reaction battery, 3-cell, 5000 mAh battery as well. I do also have a ProTech RC battery, LiPo high voltage, which is 4500 mAh. And then we also do have a Gen Ace 5000 mAh 2-cell, 50C as well that we're going to use for example. We do have a few different variety of connectors here, just to kind of demonstrate that the charger, if you do have the right charge lead, you are able to charge a variety of different types of batteries. Of course, the LiPo batteries that are the smart ones, like the G2s that are integrated onto one, you do need a G2 charger. You will not be able to use this charger to charge those. Or like Traxxas batteries as well that are LiPo batteries, you are not able to charge on this charger. I do have here a Squid. Basically, it is a multi-charge lead. It has a variety of different types of plugs from EC5, EC3, Tamiya connector, and even Dean's connector as well, which we're going to be using for this how-to tutorial today. All right, so let's get started here. I'm gonna go ahead and open this charger up for us to see. It does have a manual, so I highly recommend that you spend some time and really go through the manual here, understanding error codes and different features that the charger has. Today we're just going to be going over some of your basic setup on how to charge some of the LiPo batteries and LiPo high voltage and so on. It does come with a plug as well, and it does come with an EC3 connector charge lead. So here's the charger itself. It does have a switch here that you can change from 1 amp, 2 amp, 3 amp, and 4 amp. It does have a button here that you'll be able to change through the features as well, which is also the same button that you would use to charge, which we'll show in a few seconds as well. So here we take off this notification. It's a warning label that you want to read over as well. Here we're going to see the balance ports. You're going to see it's a 2-cell, a 3-cell, and a 4-cell. That's where you're going to put in your balance ports for your LiPo batteries. Of course, if it's nickel metal hydride, you'll just use the main lead only. Let me go ahead and connect this up so we can show you a few examples of charging batteries. All right, so we'll plug this in quickly here. So as you can see, it's pretty simple to connect together. It does have the shape of everything of the connector. And then we're gonna connect our Squid charge lead just to make it easier for, for example. And then here we're going to go ahead and start with a nickel metal hydride battery so you guys can see the example of how to charge one of those. So here we're going to find the EC3. Going to connect. So here we're going to charge at 1C. It is a 1750 mAh battery, so we're just going to put it at 1 amp. Of course, it's what's recommended to charge the battery unless the manufacturer states that you can charge it at a higher C rating you can, or a higher amperage. So here we're going to go ahead and select the chemistry of the battery. So here we have nickel metal hydride. We're at 1 amp already. It is connected only to the main lead, not to the balance, because it doesn't have one since it is a nickel metal hydride battery. We're going to go ahead and hold down the button for a few seconds, and it's going to turn solid red, indicating that it is charging. As the charge goes through, you'll start to see it change in color all the way until it's green when it's fully charged. If it does go back to the menu, it will just be red and green flashing. All right, so now we're going to give you guys an example of how to charge a LiPo battery. This one is a 4-cell battery. and it is a Spectrum. And we're going to go ahead and find the connector here. Of course, the IC5s you can actually use with the EC5s as well. We are going to use the balance port on the side now, as you can see here. So we're going to plug this into our 4S channel that it indicates on the bottom. We are going to charge it at 1C, so 5,000 mAh means it's going to be 5 amps, but this charger only has the capability of 4 amps. So we're going to raise it up all the way to 4 amps. We're going to go on to LiPo, and then we're going to hold the button down. I believe this battery is actually almost fully charged, so you are going to see that the light actually goes into a yellowish greenish color. So it is almost at full capacity because we are actually going to be using it for another video later on. So we're going to go ahead and stop it there. If you want to stop it, just hold the button down. It's going to go back to the menu, which is going to be red and green. But basically that's how you would charge the battery, pretty nice and simple. Of course, it doesn't have a storage capability, but in the case that you do want to have it within, you know, a 30% range or a storage charge, you can actually, once you run it on the car and it drains, or the plane, and you have basically steering but no throttle, you can put it on the charger for about 10-15 minutes charging, and that way you can be at a roughly around that range to have it at storage charge. If not, I always recommend getting a LiPo tester, which will indicate the cells and what they're at, so you can actually have it at a safe storage charge. So this is an example of a voltage tester. This one's actually by Spectrum. XBC 100 is the model. This is one of my personal favorites, of course, but I do use a variety of different voltage meters and testers. But here you'll be able to see the rates as well. It's going to be a little bit hard to pick up on the camera there. But it basically will indicate each cell and telling you what voltage they're at as well, which will help a lot to see if any cells are damaged whenever you have a battery that gets ejected out of a car or a plane and it has a little bit of physical damage. Of course, if they're damaged pretty bad and has a lot of physical damage, we never recommend that, of course, that you use the battery or keep it in a separate LiPo bag in case it ever catches fire. The LiPo bag will help prevent that from happening as well, and it'll just basically inflate in there. Something, of course, I always recommend as well is a LiPo bag, a good reputable LiPo bag from a reputable brand. So here I actually have a Dynamite one that we use a lot. As you can see, it has a lot of wear, but you can actually use this as well in combination for charging. If you ever left it unattended, which we don't recommend, but it does happen to all of us. This way you can actually charge the battery a little bit safer. So here I'm still able to connect my main lead, my balance port, and this way you can charge safely. So this is just an example of a way that you can use the flame retardant LiPo bags as well to protect your home or, you know, the car, wherever you're charging, and you can charge safely by just sticking out the cables through here. If it ever caught fire, this would inflate and basically stop the flames from escaping. For our next example now, we're actually going to charge a LiPo high voltage from ProTech. It is a 4500 mAh battery, 3-cell. So we're going to find our connector main lead here from our squid, and we're going to connect it in the corresponding balance port. Since this one is a 4500, it does go above the 4 amps. We can't do 4.5 with this charger. We're going to leave it at 4 amps for this particular battery. Now we are going to change the settings now. We're going to move it over to LiPo high voltage as it indicates in the battery itself. We're going to hold the button down. It's going to turn red. That indicates that it's charging. Of course, this battery is already pre-charged, so it does have a good amount of charge. I believe it's at 80% because we are going to be using it in a later video as well. So now if we want to stop the battery from charging, we'd hold the button down. It's going to go back into the menu, which is red and green, indicating that it's already in the menu. Now we can safely disconnect the battery. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video and would like to see more videos like this one, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Oh, almost forgot. If you would like your RC video featured on one of our videos or would like to know more information about the products, please read in the description below. Thanks and take care.